Let me talk my shit. Oh, my Sunny Angel has something on its butt. Oh man. What is that? Hold on. Is it still filming? Yeah. Okay, you guys, we're at the world famous Page Against the Machine. Last time I was here, I don't think I took you guys inside, so let's go tour the inside of the bookstore. This is the inside. What's this? The faceless man.
Take that, Donald Trump.
His hands just look so like... Wow. That's my zine, that's my zine. Oh, you can't even hear me.
Just like scan?
Scan it.
No, scan like no.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Look at all those chickens. Huh? Okay, this is the other side. Oh, those are my buttons. More art. Damn. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh, on top of the tote, on top of the merch.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Disrespectful. I would never. My cup was on Brianna's back earlier. Those are not my candies. I would have eaten them by now.
Let's go.
So today I'm doing a market outside of my local bookstore called Page Against the Machine. You guys have already seen this. Y'all kind of know the vibes.
Remember? Piper, do you remember?
But today's market is primarily focused on seeing how well my blind boxes do. I'm just testing them out at the market to see how people are receptive to it, if they like it, see how they open it. I would just want to test it out before I put it in my online shop.
Maybe I could just talk with
You remind me of the bird lady from
That's the vibe I'm
from Home Alone.
I know.
stickers. I didn't bring anything.
Jane, that's all you have?
Yep.
Do you have more in the back?
Let me check. Sorry, no, nothing in the bag. Okay, so look at this. My keychain broke, so it's my little Sunny from the Cat Life series. But look, I could put him in my hat. So he's warm. Even though it's like 80 degrees out here right now. I thought it was gonna be colder because look at the sky. Actually, it looks really good over there. Hold on. Look at how gloomy. So I thought it was gonna rain. That's why I dressed like this. More of the fit. Shirt, Gucci.
Period.
Skirt, Prada.
Period.
Gloves, Balenciaga.
Period.
Chain. What's another like fancy fashion thing? Coach. Period. The Sunny Angel is Saint Laurent or I don't know. I got bit by a spider at the beginning of the week, and then so I went to urgent care because it started like being bigger and it hurt a lot. So I went to urgent care, right? It was super nice. I was like, my insurance is not this swanky, not this nice. But I was like, well, this is where I was told to go. So I went there. They're like, sorry, we don't take your insurance.
I didn't hear that.
You have to go to the urgent care down the street, but don't worry, it's right down the street. Went there, even better urgent care center. It looked like a spa. I was like, there's no way my insurance covers this, but I'm gonna go in there because I want to get my spider bite checked out. So I go over there. I'm signing up the paperwork and everything. They're like, oh, you haven't been here, new patient. I'm almost done with the forms. And she's like, Bree, you're actually covered by this healthcare insurance, not the one that you think. So I was like, okay, where do I go? And they were like, oh, you know the 7-Eleven? A mile up the road? Well, you got to go in that shopping center with the 7-Eleven. Behind the staircase, that's where you go. Go over there. This is where I should have been all along. It looked like what I pay for, you know, what I could afford. I go in there, intern of an intern of an intern of an intern checks out my spider bite. She did a good job though. I'm not shitting on her. I'm not shading her. She did a good job. She said that it was fine, even though it looks really, really bad. I'm not going to show you guys, but it does look really bad. I'm actually concerned. I think maybe I should get a second opinion.
Can I grab the blind boxes? My friend got me all into the Labubus for a hot second.
It's an addiction.
That's what
It gets really bad.
Yeah.
And I just made my first sale.
Babe, what's the mystery? I want either the trash or the cut and paste. Okay.
Oh, you got the one you wanted.
Look across the street. What do you see? Hug Life ice cream shop. Me and Brianna come here all the time, and she always asks me, "Hey Clay, you like ice cream? You want to get ice cream?" I say, "No, I'm not really feeling it today." Today, I'm like, you know what sounds really good? Hug Life. You know what? Let me pick out what kind of ice cream I want today. I look at the hours. It says permanently closed. I have the sweater on, like one does when it's chilly. I'm chilling. I'm leaning on this wall, just chilling, minding my business. Thank God, Brianna looks over. It's like, Clay, you're covered in ants. Oh, what? I spilled water. Look at though, water resistant.
You gotta eat. My ex's mom, I was over for Halloween and she gave me a handful of candy. She's like, take more, you gotta eat. This is not sustenance. Hi guys, I'm back and I wanted to do a recap of the night. Doesn't this feel like deja vu?
Remember? Piper, do you remember?
My little Sonny is okay. He was warm all night, so I could probably take him out now. He's probably a little bit too toasty. So this is what I have now for the blind boxes. I started off with double this. So I consider that pretty successful. So my sister had one for free. That means I sold 6 because I started off with 13, right? I don't know. People were really excited about it. It wasn't as busy. It was a slower night. I feel like a different night, they would have sold out. But I had people come and then they brought their friends. They were like, oh, I told my friend about the blind box, so she's getting a blind box. And then this other person came by, about 2 blind boxes because she was like, my sister lives in San Francisco and she's a big fan of Zine, so I got to get her a Zine blind box. So that was pretty fun. That was exciting. Just getting the reactions from people, I know for sure that it's a good idea. You know, I was able to gauge enough interest from it and people thought it was really cute. One thing, this is so random and you probably don't even need to know this really, but I learned something. So I'm using these boxes and I'm taping it with double stick tape at the top, but when people were pulling the tabs, this entire thing was coming up instead of just the pull tab, you know? So that means I'm using way too much tape. So there's tape under the pull tab thingy. Now I need to use less tape or less adhesive on the top so they get the full pull tab experience because like I said in my last video, that's my favorite part of a blind box. I love this little pull tab. This is my favorite part of the blind box. That is the one thing about events too, is that you can't base the value of your work or popularity of your work or likability of your work based off one single event alone. You have to take into account the environment, the event itself, right? Like what I'm doing, it's called Fourth Fridays. So every fourth Friday of the month, they have tables outside of all the establishments on 4th Street. That's the name of the street. So it's a cute play on words, you know, Fourth Fridays, 4th of the month, 4th Street. Anyway, there's certain parts of the street that are way busier than others. And when I pop up outside of Page Against the Machine, his bookstore is on the tail end of the street. So a lot of people don't walk through. So you have to take that into account too, that there's not a lot of people walking by. So it's not a lot of opportunities for your art to be seen. And also it's like a family event too, so sometimes people bring their kids and maybe a lot of my stuff isn't as family friendly, so they're not prone to look at my table or buy from my table. When I do events where I make a lot of money, like a ton of money, I try to keep in mind the audience of who's going to be there, and it almost always has to be an art event, you know, because I am an artist and I have a variety of things. So if I have that to an art event, people are coming there for art, and then I can have conversations about my work and people are more prone to buy things. Also, I do want to say that zine fests and art markets are way different than each other. What I learned today is I condensed my table and I made way more money than I made last time.
So I just tested it out. I was like, let me bring less zines. I did bring zines and they did sell, but I was like, let me bring less zines and bring more popular items and bring fewer things and see what happens. To me, that's a big deal. It's like, okay, if I only made $100 last time and I made $200 this time, you know, something I changed worked because it wasn't that busy. So I don't know. That's just something to keep in mind, that when you do Zine Fest as a zine maker, you're going to sell so many because people are going to that event for zines. But if you're going to an art event and you're only bringing zines, it might be a slightly lower possibility of making a lot of sales because not a lot of people know what zines are. That's why I really enjoyed testing out the blind box, because I got to tell people what zines were and they loved the whole aspect of having a blind box. That was the first thing people would say, is like, I love a blind box. And I'm like, me too. And that's why I wanted to do this. So I'm excited to drop them in my shop. I said this in my last video, they're in test mode, but after I'm done making sure that the tape is on there properly and the box is a little bit more sturdier, then I'll list them most likely in October, but I'm not too certain on a date. So if you want to be up to date on when these drop, please join my newsletter. It's right here and also linked down below. I always update that Substack and send out emails when my shop is opening, updated, and I also talk about my work a lot on there too. So if you want to support me in that way, that's awesome. Another way to support me is to share my videos with somebody that you think may like them. I am gonna go to bed. It's like 10 p.m. and I'm tired. Events like that are really draining because I do have to talk a lot and socialize, and it's a lot. So now I'm gonna go rest and enjoy the rest of my night. Thank you guys for watching and supporting. I'll see you in next time's video.